Well, yesterday turned out real great. Today, this morning, which is day 2 here at Picture Harley-Davidson, I'm hanging out with Paul. He's fixing to wrap everything up and head out on the road again.
The Ornery One presents the Big Boar Build Series here on YouTube, where we take a 2022 Harley-Davidson Road Glide Limited and build a touring performance bagger, which will be known as the Big Boar.
So one thing cool about the Fairing Xchange is they actually get in their truck and trailer and come to you and do work on your bike. And this is a cool little story I wanted to share really quick. As Paul was coming over here to Pig Trail from Florida, we had posted that he was coming, he's gonna do the inner fairings, hog tunes, and Dakota Digital gauges. He had somebody reach out here at home wanting a pair, and lucky you had a pair, and that's what you did this morning.
Yep. Before we came here, we went and met somebody and installed a set of gauges.
Where were you at when you installed the gauges?
We were in a Walmart parking lot. It just happened to work out well. The customer was great. He was excited about getting the gauges.
Of course.
He didn't want to wait until we came in September. So
yeah, because you'll be here during Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue.
Absolutely.
Well, that was really cool, and that's one thing I love about what you guys do, and Paul, with the Fairing Xchange, is y'all come to people and install them, if it's on your route, of course.
Correct. Yep.
And here again, we're going to look at their fine products that he installed yesterday. This is a mod, guys, that you can do in less than an hour, and we're talking about his colored match inner fairing. And I'm going to let Paul take it over because he knows all the ins and outs.
Obviously, yesterday when we got here, we have pictures of the bike. We pulled it in. The whole inner fairing, all these pieces were black, vivid black. What we do is we paint these parts, OEM parts, with Harley paint to match the bike. So we give you the custom look that you would get. Obviously, we did your last bike, we're doing this bike, but we do all 7 parts of the road, and we do street glides and ultras as well. But on the road glide, you've got your upper vent, the main part of the fairing, the glove box doors, and then there's 3 pieces here around the triple tree. So all 7 pieces we do painted and exchanged. So the reason we do an exchange is so we can take your old parts back to our shop and repaint them to give you, again, the OEM Harley parts, not an aftermarket part made in China. It's factory parts. We did the inner fairing. We also did the mid-frame heat shields, as you'll see down here. Just kind of tying everything all together.
And then we move up here to the inners right here of the lower fairings, which he did there. These are a hog tune system that he set up for us. This is all hog tune stereo setup, and Paul was able to color match that too. And this is Harley-Davidson colored match paint.
Correct.
So that's something else that you can tell it is not a shade off, it's right on the money.
There's always going to be some variance. There's variance between parts on the bike.
Well, one thing I wanted to say was so true when Paul said this to me, and I didn't understand it until we got it on our Road Glide special this last year, is he's like, dude, you're going to do a mod that you're going to see constantly. He said, this is for the rider. And I was like, okay, I didn't really understand that. I get it. But then when we got on the road about 200 miles, I was like, damn, that's what I'm talking about.
You can do all the other upgrades, you can do the wheels and stuff, that's all great. But the wheels you see in a parking lot, this you see when you're riding.
So Paul, what would this cost somebody?
Fairing prices vary based on bike and color. Obviously street glides are less than a road glide, but this particular inner fairing, all 7 pieces installed, I believe is $7.99.
Okay, $7.99. I mean, I'm gonna tell you, and what I love about it, once again, OEM parts, the paint's there, it is Harley-Davidson.
Yep.
You can do it within, say, less than an hour. Somebody else, you
normally
might have
about an hour.
A little bit more than that, but this changes the rider's view. Now, on top of that, what we did also is Paul has the Dakota Digital gauges, and he put a set in our bike. I want to turn them on and show you guys how sleek, clean, and regal that looks when you got this hose set up together. There is 31 different colors in this.
Yep.
31 different settings.
Correct.
So it's an app, which I've got to learn, but I got the app on my phone, and I can control the color on all of these. I can do different heads-up display. There's a lot of information that I can show right here.
Yep. Yeah, as you see here, we've split the gauge, so you've got air temperature up here and your volts down here. You got head temperature here, and your oil temp here, which we don't have the oil sensor hooked up now because they're going to be doing all the engine work. So
yeah, we'll be doing a 131 just to let you guys know. So that will be coming in the build.
Now, a lot of people ask, will this lose any of their information from the factory gauges where it shows the traction control and all that stuff? It is all in these new gauges.
Ain't that something?
All of those things are now programmed into these things. So anything you had with your factory gauges is still in here. Number two, a question a lot of people ask, will this affect their warranty? These gauges will not affect your warranty. They're a plug and play item. We do them on dealers for brand new bikes. It's not affecting the performance of the bike. It's just giving you the information.
That's a good point to bring up there, Paul. Also, another one that I've heard a lot, are we going to be able to see them? Justin, y'all riding in Florida. He rides all the time. He's got these. I asked him yesterday. I was like, man, I've had a lot of people out in the sun states all over Arizona,
Sure.
We got California. Well, dude, you're not going to be able to see them. Justin basically said they don't know what they're talking about. That's what he said. He's like, dude, it's full on sun all the time. And he says, I never have a problem seeing. He says there's certain colors that you'll see even better. We set this to the green. Of course, I'll play with that and we'll see what I like best. And I'm going to tell you my honest opinion on these. But guys, don't look for it right away, because we're going to ride this thing just like we did the Road Glide that we have had previously. We ride the piss out of that bike. After miles and miles, then I'll come back and tell you my review. What I can say with Paul's fairing, I totally, hands down, 100% the Ornery One backs it. I love his products. I love what they stand for. Take the time, get to know Paul. If you have any questions, reach out to him at the Fairing Xchange. He'll be more than happy to answer any of those questions and get you a really badass setup like we got right here.
Right. And I can't take the credit. We've got a large team. The Fairing Xchange is a full group of guys.
Yep.
Yes, I've been there from the beginning, but we have our group of guys at the shop. We have our group of guys on the road. So we are all over the place, but it's not just me.
Right.
I mean, there's a number of us, but I know you're talking to me.
Yeah,
so
well, it takes a lot of, well, it's just like
people behind the scenes that do all this stuff. I'm just the one standing here talking.
Well, it's just like we're talking about hog tunes too, guys. We're going to be talking more about them as well. I'm going to have Scott come on. I already talked to him. We're going to be talking more about all these speakers and the amps and how it's set up. Okay, so I'm getting my first look at Dakota Digital here. So this is just right out of the box. So this is probably what you'd call your main cluster here?
Yep.
And then our two other to the side gauges.
Satellite gauges, yep.
And then the cables.
Correct.
And that's it.
That's all you need.
All you need.
Got an oil temp sensor in there.
Okay.
And yes.
Very curious about this. And how long would it take y'all to install a set?
About an hour.
About an hour.
Yeah.
Not long.
Nope. We generally do it with the fairing in about an hour. So either way.
Good.
Pretty simple.
So really the installation of these are just taking the old ones off, putting the new ones on.
Yep.
And
Pull
it's
the old
all
one out.
plug and play.
Yes, it comes with its own wiring, but yes, it's just plug and play.
No
I'll just do
kidding.
that to save this. And as I was saying before, this whole thing, everything here is made in South Dakota. They literally have a machine shop that machines down the aluminum. They have a machine that makes the faces of these and prints all of them. They're actually made in a 50,000 square foot facility in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. They're actually moving to a 96,000 square foot facility.
No kidding.
Because they can't keep up with the demand.
Well, I know they do all kinds of gauges for all,
Yes.
all kinds. Makes
Yeah, I knew them
smart.
from back in the day doing them in old cars. But we have installed hundreds and hundreds of sets of these.
I wonder if they got them for 070 pickups.
Yes, absolutely. they
No
do.
kidding?
Yes.
Oh, no shit. So Paul, do you call this your what? Middle console cluster?
Gauge cluster, center.
Center, middle console cluster. So this is Paul's coat. No. So this is Paul's colored match inner cluster.
Yes.
With the Dakota Digital setup on it. Man, is that not sleek and sexy? It is gonna look good, man. So you're plugging in the Dakota Digital gauges.
Correct. These two wires here go out to the satellite gauges. This one comes up from your oil temp sensor that you now have. And then this is the factory plug that went in.
Is that it?
That's it. Pretty tough to hook them up, I tell you.
Why did I feel like it was
It's going to be difficult.
mastermind of a thing?
Oh, well, we don't want to tell people it's too easy because then they won't, you know,
Yeah, no shit.
they won't need me.
Super simple.
No, it is. It's very simple.
Oh, look at all the thing colored match. And this is a 7-piece colored match, correct?
Yep.
So when we say 7 pieces, there's 7 pieces. You got the main dash, you got your dash lids, you have your center, and then you got your 2 lower.
There's 2 pieces here.
Two pieces here.
And then your upper vent.
Upper vent.
Yep.
So 7 individual pieces that you get colored matched to your motorcycle.
And again, this is Harley parts, Harley paint. Not.
You hear that, guys? Harley parts and Harley paint. Remember this. We're seeing so many aftermarket products out there that when you get them, you kind of sense right away that the color might seem a little different. Then you get to using the product and you know it's not a Harley-Davidson part. So know who you're doing business with. And that is heat shields. And what kind of heat shields are those? That's right.
Harley-Davidson.
Harley-Davidson, the real deal.
Painted with Harley paint.
Harley-Davidson paint.
Going on a Harley-Davidson bike.
On a Harley-Davidson motorcycle.
This bike was not made in China.
I just showed you our bike. We had some heat guards put on our bike, our old Road Glide out there, and it didn't turn out very good because the heat shield over here was pushed down into the top of the head, and it scarred the head, and it melted the heat shield down. Kind of melted the fit around it.
Out with the black, in with the gray.
Heat shield, no heat shield. Heat shield, no heat shield. Now, colored match heat shield. Oh yeah, you can see how much that changes it right there, guys. So there you can, it's a pretty good view. So you got the colored match heat shield, and then you go down here to the lower, that's colored or painted, and then the inner. Pretty snazzy. It's a totally different look, isn't it, guys, with the Dakota Digital gauges. Really sleek, clean look. I can't wait to see them on. Where does that go? Stephanie has a colored match something, and she's trying to figure out where it might go.
Flux capacitor cover.
Yeah, it's one of those. And
Which side?
which side of the bike does it go on?
Yeah. Front, middle, or back?
I mean,
Honey, no, we got to get this bike together. We have to travel everywhere.
yeah, don't put
What are we going to do? We don't even know where that fits.
You probably don't even need it.
Yeah. Put it over
We do.
on the side table.
It's on the front of the lower.
So we finished that. Got that figured out.
Ah, okay.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
See, I knew it the whole time.
Where does it go?
The front of
Oh.
the lower here.
Yeah. Topper of the lower?
The topper of the lower.
Lower, inner, upper, inner, outer fairings.
Yeah, that.
Pretty
Yes.
and smart.
Yes. She's got all, oh, there, look at there. So this is where it starts taking shape. Now you get to see that color, plus a little class. This is gonna be a regal bike. The Big Regal Boar. So guys, to our right is the Fairing Xchange Hog Tunes, which it's Hog Tunes bezel, but you have Paul here that painted it. On the left side is the stock one, so you can see the difference here. Pretty good chance to see that actually. So they're going back together with it right now, guys. You can see how much difference that looks already.
The Big Boar Build Series here on YouTube.
So this conversation is going to continue on. You guys stay tuned because we're going to have Scott on from Hog Tunes, and we're going to talk about all the ins and outs of their speakers, their amps, their setup, our setup, and different setups that you can look at for your bike. We sure do appreciate you coming out and installing this. I know everybody's going to look forward to seeing the Big Boar go down the road, and we
Absolutely.
couldn't, you know, we cannot thank you.
We got the pretty
anymore.
stuff done first.
I know, man. It's just a regal, sexy look to it. There's nothing like it. And once again, guys, if you guys are looking for this setup right here, reach out to the gang at Fairing Xchange. They know what we did, and they can hook you up as well. Thanks again, Paul.
Appreciate you very much.
All right, guys, y'all stay
Thank you.
tuned to the next video of our mod to the Big Boar. Until then, y'all stay ornery. Thanks for watching, you guys. We sure do appreciate all you guys tuning in and chiming in. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, please do that. Hit that bell when Seth releases a new video. That'll let you know. Y'all stay tuned to the rest of the Big Boar series here on YouTube.